My name is Chad Brownell. I work at Home Fire Stove in Salem, Oregon. Been here for 2.5 years, and really fell in love with the hearth industry, home and hearth industry. It's pretty amazing. I really recommend the Atmosfire product. It's been good for conversations. It's been good for sales. It's been good for just instilling confidence in people that want to enjoy their wood stove again and the wood inserts. So it's something to think about. I think one of the biggest benefits that I've found selling the draw collar, especially on a freestanding stove, is that it's so easy to put in line right off the top of the stove. A lot of customers want to vent up and out, which restricts the draft. I've had a few people where this confidence that I've found in this product has really helped, because I had a customer that had a quadrifier, and they had put it in and they were having backdraft issues all the time and smoking out their house. And so it was one of the situations where I'm like, well, let's see if this will work. So we ended up selling it, the product, and was able to tell them how to just do it themselves, lift up the pipe and put it in place. And I called them about a week later, and they're like, hey, we haven't had any backdraft issues, no smoke issues. They even had an outside air kit for that mobile home that they had put it in, and ended up that it was a constant problem, and they actually forgot about it. They're like, oh yeah, it works. So it was really neat to be able to have this story to share with customers, like, hey, I've got a success story. I actually got another one. And to be able to put something like this in place, it's no doubt an easy product to sell, because there's no impellers, it's just a ceramic element that goes in place. It's easy. I mean, wood inserts is another one that we've been starting to put them on too. Yeah. Wood inserts, it takes a little more work to get one in, but if we can convince a customer, on some of these that we know have had some potential backdraft issues, smoking people out of their house, sell it during the install. You write the estimate, you write the paperwork, and say, hey, you're going to want this. And even though they see $400, sometimes it might be a large amount. It's nothing compared to the trouble and how to pull the insert back out with labor and put it back in. It's something that people have come to appreciate and trust us with, saying those kind of things, and their testimonies are really helpful. So I had a customer speak up at the counter actually about it. I was trying to sell another customer, and a customer we got an install done about a week and a half. He came in to pay his bill, and he spoke up and said, oh yeah, I love mine, it's great. I grew up with a wood stove, and I remember having a cold air come down my chimney pipe all the time, and that being the coldest room when that stove was off. It was a cold room, especially in the wintertime. You have to turn the furnace on, but the neat thing about this, it doesn't require a lot of power. I always recommend to leave this plugged in and just let it operate, let it be on, because the wattage is so low. And what happens is that we won't have that draft coming down your chimney anymore and making that the coldest room. Always leave it plugged in, let it just operate. When the stove is off, it'll kick on. It's an air dam. There's different terms for it, draw collar, air dam. It's damming that air from coming down your stove. Physics is so simple that cold air wants to push the hot air down. And if you have something that's always there and positive, that's creating a positive draft, you win every time. And so I had that hope, I had that faith in it. And after selling it to those customers I mentioned earlier, it's been really easy to promote it even more and say, hey, I've got a fix for you. Even though May 2020 got tighter with all those drafting issues you keep hearing about on the internet, people complaining, this has been a fix for us. And I can look customers in the face and tell them with confidence it's going to work. We have carried Atmosfire for 6 months, and we've also went and got the display too. The display has been a huge thing for us to be able to show customers and have a conversation, because while they're checking out here by our front counter, they're looking around and they want to know, what's this? Something they've never seen before, and they want to know why. So we've moved about 30, 40 units in the last 6 months we've had them, and haven't seen one come back.